In the stillness between thoughts, in the quiet discomfort we feel when we are alone with ourselves, there is a subtle truth. We are not whole.
Not yet.
We carry wounds. Some ancient, some recent, some inherited, and many of them we are not even aware of. These internal injuries distort how we see the world, how we treat others, and how we treat ourselves. From the perspective of Consciousism, which holds that consciousness is the source and substance of all reality, these wounds are not merely emotional. They are energetic obstructions in the field of being. And until we face them, they govern us from the shadows. So, what parts of our inner self need healing? And more importantly, how do we become aware of them? I will walk with you through 5 common parts of the inner self that can need healing. 1. The wounded identity. Healing begins when we release the need to be someone and allow ourselves to simply be. Our identity, the sense of I am, is one of the first illusions we learn to build. From early childhood, we are shaped by the reactions of others. A parent's approval or disapproval, society's expectations, and cultural norms tell us who we are allowed to be. We quickly learn that love can be earned, attention can be lost, and certain parts of ourselves are not safe to reveal. In response, we begin to construct a version of ourselves. This version is not born from truth or presence, but from survival. We take on roles. We become the responsible one, the strong one, the quiet one, the achiever, or the rebel. These roles form around moments of fear, rejection, or praise. Over time, they begin to feel like who we really are. 2. The exiled emotion. Most people do not live in the present. They live in the echo of past emotions. Their reactions are not to what is happening right now, but to a pattern that was etched into them years ago. When someone raises their voice, it is not just this voice that stings. It is every voice that ever screamed at them. When someone leaves them, it is not just this person walking away. It is the familiar ache of every loss they have ever endured. These emotional memories become the lens through which we view life. We believe we are reacting to the moment, but we are actually reliving the past, over and over again. And because these emotions are uncomfortable, we learn to push them away. We tell ourselves we are fine. We try to stay strong. We distract, repress, deny, or intellectualize. We keep ourselves busy so we will not have to feel. This is how emotions become exiled. Grief is labeled as weakness. Anger is seen as dangerous. Shame is buried so deeply we forget it is there. Fear is disguised as control, perfectionism, or endless planning. These feelings do not vanish. They go underground, where they continue to influence us from the shadows. They affect our tone of voice, our body language, our relationships, and our choices. Unfelt emotions do not disappear. They become the hidden architects of our lives. 3. The fragmented mind. The mind is not a single voice. It is a chorus. And most of the time, that chorus is out of tune. Inside us live many inner parts, each formed by experience, memory, fear, or desire. There is the inner critic who watches everything you do with disapproval. There is the perfectionist who demands that nothing is ever good enough. There is the frightened child who only wants to feel safe and loved. There is the numb adult who is shut down to survive. There is the hopeful dreamer who still believes in possibility. There is the bitter skeptic who believes it is already too late. These voices are not imaginary. They are fragments of you, each one formed in a moment when something inside you needed to adapt or protect itself. They do not appear to harm you. They appear because, at some point, they helped you survive. But now, they fight for control. One part wants to take a risk. Another warns you not to get hurt. One wants to speak up. Another says you will be judged. The result is confusion.
You feel stuck.
You sabotage your own efforts. You feel exhausted by decisions that should be simple. This is the fragmented mind. It is the experience of being divided against yourself. 4. The closed heart. Many people live their entire lives in survival mode. Their bodies move, their thoughts function, but their hearts remain guarded. Somewhere along the way, they learned that the world was not safe. That love could disappear. That trust could be broken. That tenderness could be used against them. And so, the heart begins to close. At first, this is a defense. The closing is a way to protect against future pain. But over time, the closed heart becomes something else. It becomes a barrier that no longer just keeps hurt out. It also keeps joy out. It keeps out closeness. It keeps out wonder. It keeps out life. The heart is not just a place of feeling. It is the center of connection. It is where we receive and give without calculation. It is the part of us that feels truth before the mind can explain it. When the heart is closed, even the most beautiful moments are experienced from a distance. We observe, but we do not fully engage. We survive, but we do not fully live. The heart closes for many reasons: a betrayal, a loss, a childhood without affection, a trauma that taught us emotions are dangerous. Society itself often rewards detachment and strength while mocking sensitivity. We are told to be tough, to be independent, to move on quickly, and to avoid showing weakness.
But the heart is not weak.
It is not foolish. It is not naive. The open heart is the most courageous part of us. It is the place where we risk being hurt in order to remain human. 5. The fear of emptiness. There is a silence beneath our thoughts, a stillness behind our roles, our stories, and even our pain. Most people spend their lives avoiding it. This silence feels like a void. And for many, it is terrifying. We often believe that if we strip away all the noise, all the identity, and all the striving, what will remain is nothing. We are afraid that beneath the surface of who we pretend to be, there is no real substance. Only emptiness. Only absence. This fear runs deep. It is older than logic. It shows up in the ways we keep ourselves busy. In the way we reach for our phones when we feel stillness creeping in the way we jump from one goal to the next, in our addiction to stimulation, our obsession with meaning, and our panic when we feel alone. This fear fuels much of human behavior. It drives addiction. It drives distraction. It drives the need to control others and to dominate our environment. We try to fill the emptiness with status, success, relationships, information, or sensation. But no matter how much we consume, the void remains. The reason this fear is so powerful is because it is based on a misunderstanding. We believe that emptiness equals meaninglessness. We think that if there is no label, no task, and no emotion, then there is no life. We assume that silence is a lack, that stillness is absence, and that the void is nothingness. But Consciousism offers another view. The emptiness we fear is not the absence of life. It is the source of it. It is not a void in the negative sense. It is the space in which everything arises. It is the open field of consciousness before thought, before identity, before even perception. It is the pure awareness from which all experience flows. We are not meant to run from this space. We are meant to return to it. The journey of healing often brings us here. After the emotions have been felt, after the mind is quieted, after the masks have dropped, what remains is silence. At first, this silence can feel uncomfortable. It may feel like loneliness or like something is missing. But if we stay with it, something begins to change. We begin to feel a kind of peace that does not depend on circumstances, a sense of presence that cannot be shaken, a quiet knowing that we are not our thoughts, not our fears, not even our name. We begin to understand that this emptiness is not hollow. It is full of potential, full of being, full of truth. What we truly fear is not nothingness. What we fear is the unknown. We fear losing control. We fear facing ourselves without distraction. We fear the freedom that comes when we are no longer defined by what we do, what we have, or what others think. But this freedom is the very thing we are seeking. In the stillness, We do not find absence. We find presence. We find ourselves not as a collection of traits, but as awareness itself. Awareness that is vast, formless, and alive. This is the essence of Consciousism. To recognize that the most real part of us is not the surface, but the space beneath it. Not the noise, but the silence that holds it. Not the mask, but the one who watches behind the eyes. You are not broken. You are not lacking. You are not lost in the void. You are becoming.